I believe you're confusing terms in regard to species and kinds, because we're not saying God created all those species, we're saying God created kinds, and we're not saying species got on the ark, we're saying kinds.
Dinosaurs versus deities, one of the oldest and loudest discourses between churches and evolution, that never-ending battle between creationism and evolution, and the wonder if perhaps, just perhaps, the two might intersect somewhere and tone it all down. One of many things we will address with our next guest, author of the new book, Undeniable, Evolution and the Science of Creation, and who is correct when he points to Bill Newhart's guest turns on the Big Bang Theory as Professor Proton has brilliant truth come to life. He's dead on. And he joins us here right now, Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill, thanks for joining us today.
Greetings, greetings.
They did not use you, by the way, just to be sure. You were not the model for Professor Proton, were you? I just wanted to make sure.
I don't think so. But I was in scenes with Professor Proton, which was quite an honor.
It was. Well, I'll tell you, Bob Newhart, what a tremendous comic. All right, let's get to the fun stuff here.
He's still got it. He's still tremendous.
We're all waiting for a scene somewhere for him to be in bed sometime, wake up, and he would suddenly discover Suzanne Plachette next to him. But of course, that would be an inside joke that only certain people would remember. Okay.
Oh no, a lot of people, that scene is well viewed on the electric internet that the kids use with their computer machines.
And those computer machines are, as we discussed, talking about evolution versus creationism. Why is it? I get the feeling that when you're involved in a debate with somebody over this, that you've got a little wry grin on your face. You love having this debate. This is something that you really sink your teeth into every time, don't you?
Well, I'm trying to spread the word. So anytime you get an opportunity, you take it. Well, not anytime. Almost anytime you get an opportunity, you take it. So this was a case where I went in the lion's den, and my goal was to raise awareness of this extraordinary worldview that's in our midst here in the world's technologically most advanced society. And my concern, this organization spends what looks to be looks to be somewhat over $1 million on educating or indoctrinating rather young people in the Commonwealth of Kentucky and subscribers to their services. They make DVDs, curriculum materials, posters, workbooks, quizzes, where they go along with some science facts, and then the bottom line is, and the Earth is 6,000 years old, which is not accurate. So the concern is the raising a generation of young people that can't think.
Is it not possible, though, Bill, for the two to coexist somewhere along the timeline?
Well, hold it. Religion is one thing. I mean, people get tremendous comfort and community with their religions. They support each other, share resources. That's great. But whatever you believe, whatever deity or higher power you might believe in, the Earth is not 6,000 years old. No matter how hard you clench your teeth and wish it to be so, the Earth is just not 6,000 years old. And so that's just a worldview that's inconsistent with everything you can see in nature. And I just don't want to raise science students who grow up thinking that that's possible.
Why did evolution become a bad word in some households, you think?
Well, I think it's the troubling and compelling fact of life. We're all going to die. And try as you may, it's really hard not to die. And so I just think it drives us a little crazy, all of us. Makes us hurry, makes us make extraordinary decisions that then you still end up dead. It's troubling.
The biggest problem is we can't come to grips with millions and billions of years, that our minds just can't wrap ourselves around that.
That's a separate and important problem, but it's certainly very closely related. The Earth is, by the latest reckoning, 4.54 billion with a B years old. So if you say it's 6,000 years old, you're off by a factor of 1 million. You're not off 1 million, you're off by 1 million times. So anyway, it's a big important idea. It is the key to evolution, really, is this idea that, or this phrase rather, that was coined back in the 1700s, deep time. The amount of time that living things have been extant on the Earth is just literally impossible for almost all of us to imagine. If you are born and start counting 1 a second, and don't sleep, no crying, no baby bottles, none of this stuff, From the moment you're born till you're 31 and a little bit, and a little over half, you get to 1 billion.
Well, I'll tell you what.
You can't even count to 4.5 billion in your life.
We're going to count a couple of seconds right now. Ask you to stand by. We'll come back after a short break with Bill Nye the Science Guy right here on MidPoint. Stand by.